Hello everyone, and welcome to the third episode of 2000 horsepower career mode. So this race then, we are around China in Shanghai, and as always I've modified the game to double everyone's horsepower including mine, and I am in the McLaren. So here we are then, we have had our very first upgrades. Everyone's had their first upgrades in fact of the season. You can see there we're more or less on a par with the Haas car there, and making progress on a lot of the other cars really, so a little bit more clear in the midfield pack, which is what we want, but very parallel with Haas. And someone requested previously that they see the tree, so here it is, and you see me currently doing another rear downforce upgrade ready for the next race. Concentrate on rear downforce because we've got so much horsepower that I need the rear grip, so concentrate on that for now. And yeah, so should have another upgrade next race. Here we go then. This is my qualifying lap. Again, someone requested that I show the qualifying lap before the grid order, which I think is probably fair. So here we go then. So having a reasonable first couple of corners, running a little bit deep. I was actually struggling quite a lot around this track. This isn't one of my favourite tracks at all. In fact, it's probably one of my worst tracks on the calendar in all honesty. Just doesn't suit me, and I don't like it, and it doesn't like me basically. So, but we're gonna make the most of it. Going to do what we can and see if we can score some points in this particular race. See me there running a little bit deep, really didn't want to be going that deep, but has cost us, and we were just about fastest of anyone, but we have now lost some time unfortunately. But this is the section where either I'm slow or the AI is particularly quick, and again the AI do have an advantage with 2000 horsepower because, you know, they are traction control, whereas I do not have traction control, so there is an advantage to being AI or to having traction control with this much power. So yeah, so like this corner as well is another one I lose quite a bit. I just can't get on the power. A little bit of understeer there as well, just can't get on the power in order to try and get onto this long back straight. And here we go then, 2000 horsepower DRS wide open around the longest straight we've been on so far, going over 410 kilometers an hour just about before we hit the brakes. So seriously fast speed. And someone in the previous video did mention brakes, and I believe this game limits the brake temperature, which is why our brakes don't really overheat. The game more or less limits the brake temperature, what they would have got to anyway. Not far off that anyway. But anyway, cross the line then, managed to get P8 on the grid, so that's a reasonable job. I'll certainly take that, and my goal really was to outqualify my teammate Lando Norris, which I've managed to do by a best part of 4 tenths. I think he must have had a bit of a bad qualifying session, because you see that Haas managed to outqualify Red Bull, but I did not manage to outqualify him, and we've seen that the Haas has got quite a similar car to us, and I'm best part of 2 tenths down on him, so a little bit of a strange quality there. But anyway, this is our strategy for the race. Then we're going to be starting the super soft tyres. Of course we have to, because that's the tyres we qualified on, and running just at lap 4. These tyres go off really fast. We're going to have to be quite careful with the tyres, I think, in this race, and then running to the end of lap 14 on the medium tyres. Here we go, on the grid, building up the revs. We've got 5 lights, and they're out and we're away then, so pretty good reaction time there, better reaction time than everyone around us. But again, lots of wheel spin. We tried to go up the inside of Butler there, but ended up turning the car, which gave us a little bit of wheel spin. But we're 3 wide into the first turn, being quite cautious, we don't want to lose our wing. Don't forget we are on simulation damage, doing very close to the cars ahead now. They thought about diving up the inside there, but think better of that. They give me all the room on the track for some reason, so we take the nice tight inside line. I'm going to try and get out the dirty air now and see if we can get on the power and stick nice and close to these guys. So managed to do. We've got absolutely full beans on the engine and very close to Butler. We're going to dive the inside, and Albon braked very early, so we have dive up the inside of both of those, then get all slowed down nicely to move all the way up to P6 from P8 on the grid. I will absolutely take that. That is a good result so far, and at the moment we're not losing much time to Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari ahead. We'll see if that can carry on. I guess there is a Mercedes and a Ferrari side by side. Look, that will be slowing each other down, so maybe that is why I'm able to stick close to them for now, but we will certainly take it. And it looks like Max Verstappen, who was on pole position, is way out in the lead at the moment, so he's looking good for a race win. The Red Bull is very good, given double the horsepower. The power doesn't matter quite so much, and I think in this game the Honda hasn't got quite as much power as the other cars. Even though in real life we see now that they are pretty much on a par with everyone else. You see me there quickly changing my deployment modes to make sure I get as much power as I can down the straight. And I did figure out as well that I shouldn't deploy my ERS on the exit of corners, because that just sort of overwhelms the rear tyres a little bit. So if I just use the combustion engine on the exit corners, it's a much more linear power curve. It just feels much more natural, and it's much easier to manage the wheel spin with 2000 horsepower without any ERS. Of course, that doesn't apply quite so much, because let's not forget this game has been optimised for 1000 horsepower, not 2000. So just 6 tenths back from Charles Leclerc at the line, so we have stuck with him for a whole lap then, which is quite surprising. Let's see if I can stick with him and maybe even get another position. Now we've got that much pace, the whole pack is right behind us, so we're not excessively fast at the moment, but we are managing to stick to Charles Leclerc here. Oh wow, that is an awful lot of wheel spin and oversteer. I'm actually quite impressed I didn't spin there, because that was full opposite lock for a couple of couple of little stabs at full opposite lock, and bit of wheel spin again on the exit. We've overheated our rear tyres now because that was an awfully big slide, which is going to push us back. See us then again four-wheel sliding because we tried to turn in, the rears just weren't ready, overheating, so we need to let them cool, and we're just running deep now. We've just got probably overheating fronts as well to make matters worse, and we just lost a lot of grip, which is not ideal. So our dreams of getting overtaking Charles Leclerc are now dead, but we're now just concentrating on Devon Butler behind us. We need to keep him behind at, well, I was going to say at all costs, but you know, our aim is points, not for not to be necessarily be the best of the rest, but that is what we want. We want to be best of the rest, really. All running very wide, having to back out the throttle. That could compromise us down this straight. Going to go full beam to the engine, but he's going to be very close to us. No DRS just yet. See, our tyres are already nearly 30% worn. He's very close to us. We dive to the inside, a little bit of grass there. So we go off board. He's going to try and go on the outside of us. Oh, actually, we turn in on him there, make a bit of contact. And I can tell you, at the time, I thought he turned in on me. So I was quite surprised to watch this replay and see that, in fact, it was me that turned in on him. But anyway, now moving to then towards the end of lap 3, as I've gone very, very deep there. Luckily, didn't lose the position, but Alex Albon now is all over the back of us. He's managed to overtake, who was it? I forgot who it is, the new driver, Devon Butler, that's the one. He managed to overtake Butler, and so he's going to be, of course, much quicker than Butler would be. He's got a much better car. He has also got DRS. He's going to fly on our outside. We're going to try and grab some slipstream, and he's very close to us. Do we have a dive? Yes, we do. We ease off the brakes and have a dive right at the inside, get it all slowed down, nicely stay all four wheels on the track as well. That was actually a really clean move in the end, and just couldn't turn up that opportunity, to be honest. I was just too close to him, and you know, there is an outside chance of me being able to keep him behind during this race, so I'd rather P6 over P5, or rather P7 if possible. So coming ahead then to the end of lap 4, towards the end of lap 4 again, we've skipped just one lap further ahead and got Devon Butler right behind us at the minute. So this is our pit lap, don't forget, so we just want to try and not go overtaking. You see, look at this understeer, really seriously understeering, really struggling. Look at that, just doesn't want to accelerate. Now I can get on the power. And just absolutely no grip in these tyres left whatsoever. They've really gone off, but looking on the mini-map there, there is a bit of field spread, so I'm not the only one with tyres that are absolutely dead, so I expect we'll see quite a few people in this lap getting all slowed down nicely again. It just looks so slow and leisurely. The rears are okay, the fronts are just absolutely destroyed, so we'll be coming in this lap then for a set of the medium tyres, getting all slowed down. Oh, we've actually got deep there. Do we hit the wall? No, we just managed to keep out of the wall. That was very close, and actually everyone carries on. Everyone has carried on. That surprises me a lot. You see them on the track there. Everybody is carrying on. So we're going to have nice fresh tyres. So we should be okay, you know, because my tyres were destroyed and the guys behind me tyres weren't that healthy either. So we should have nice fresh tyres and be able to pull away, hopefully pull a bit of a gap, which might enable us to have a comfortable finish, hopefully. But coming towards the pit exit now, so we do need to push on this outlap. This is a really important outlap. We need to push hard. We're going to have much better grip, get the tyres up to temperature is the first port of call, and then we need to push hard and see if we can come out ahead of those guys. We should be able to come out ahead of them unless we make a mistake. I'll be surprised if we come up behind them just because of how dead my tyres were. And the AI do tend to be quite good at looking after tyres, but not excessively better than what I can do. So yes, you can see getting also down there. So far it's been pretty good, and this looks a lot better as well. Visually looks a lot quicker. And you see most of this race I do end up with pretty much 100% ERS, just because these sort of corners I don't want to be deploying ERS, I don't need to be, and I don't want to be. There's too much risk of oversteer with the 2,000 brake horsepower. So I'm just regenerating my ERS all the way through this section completely. And even then, like, I don't use it, still not using it, now I'll use some ERS. So really being sort of accidentally conservative on my ERS, really. I didn't necessarily want to do that, but that's just the way I managed to do this race. There's a lot of these sort of corners where they're very long corners and you're on the power, trying to get on the power. You don't want ERS deploying because ERS has got a lot of torque. So that's the way I figured out was the best way to drive this track. And you see me using absolute full beans, nice fresh tyres now. And there are some guys into the pits. Then that is a Renault, a Racing Point, and my teammate are into the pits. My teammate was a couple of cars behind me. So we're not quite going to be racing the guys that we were racing before just yet. But if I come up comfortably ahead of my teammate, I should then be comfortably ahead of the other guys as well, especially if they're doing a whole nother lap. I'm amazed they're doing another lap. My tyres were positively destroyed, and it looks like the Renault got ahead, really far ahead of everyone else. My teammate must get held up in the pits. But we are substantially ahead of the Renault, and as I said, the guys that I was racing will be doing a whole... I can't believe that. If I did 2 extra laps on my soft tyres, I genuinely think I would have just been in the wall. I think they would have blown up. There was no grip. They were completely gone. So clearly they've managed to make them last a bit longer than me, but not with an excessive amount of pace, I would suggest. So I should be a bit faster. 4.1 seconds to Daniel Ricciardo behind. So we'll see if we can... Oh, bit of oversteer there on the entry. That was not a great corner. We need to make sure we keep it clean. Even though I do think we will be ahead of them, we need to actually do the lap time and be sensible and get the laps in and come out ahead of them. You actually have to do the work. It's not automatic, of course. And see, using again, just constantly changing the Earth's deployment. It's quite exhausting, almost doing F1 esports levels, but that was needs must really. And Daniel Ricciardo's now 4.4, so we actually gained 3/10 on Daniel Ricciardo on fresh tyres. His tyres are fresher than ours, and we're racing against guys on soft tyres where their tyres are absolutely destroyed. I can't even fathom how bad their tyres will be. But look at the minimap then, they're all coming into the pits now. Don't forget, we did have Alex Albon as well. We were racing him, getting also down, hitting my apex nicely, trying to get a nice clean exit, which I managed to do. You want to avoid that curb on the outside, which I managed to do nicely. And coming through the final turn then, are we going to be ahead of those guys? I would have thought we are. If they did 2 whole laps on the soft tyres, they're still in the pits. Yes, it will be comfortably ahead. How far ahead will we be though? And, well, I mean comfortably. Let's get a gap in just a moment. But we are comfortably ahead of Alex Albon. And we're actually closed in on Charles Leclerc again. Look at that. He must have stayed out a bit too long as well. So I think we've had the right strategy choice there. We have stayed out for just the right amount of time. We have now got a nice big gap to Alex Albon, but he is definitely closing us down towards the end of this race. And, oh, we actually got a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car has been deployed then. I don't know what that's for yet. It looks like Valtteri Bottas ahead of us. As you see me there suddenly seeing him, I was concentrating on my ears and stuff. And then suddenly realised there was a puff of smoke and there was a car going slowly. So that's a free position. That's us up to P5 then. And if we can hold off Alex Albon, this will be our best finish to date, I believe. P5, but he is now all over us. Lap 11 of 14. We've only got a few more laps to go. But our tyres, you can see, just understeering everywhere. They're starting to go off again, unfortunately. But we need to make them last till the end. He is all over us. He's right behind us. But we should be potentially a little bit better in a straight line. He's actually not had a great exit there, so he will get DRS, but he should be far back enough. Although DRS is very, very powerful, 2,000 horsepower, because you're doing nearly 400 kilometers an hour. So when you open your rear wing at that speed, you do get an awful lot less drag. We're a little bit deep there, but cut back across the track to make sure he doesn't come back up our inside, which he hasn't done. We are still ahead. He will get DRS down this straight though, but this should be okay. A bit of dirty air through the final turn. Yes, we got plenty of gap. So no worries for this lap then. Just 12 of 14. We've got 3 more laps to go. If we can hold him off, that would be absolutely... Oh no, we've run deep. We have run hugely deep all over the grass, and that has led him through. He has just come straight through there. That is bitterly disappointing. I don't actually know what happened there. I think I just must have I do sometimes forget I'm running 2,000 horsepower and brake at the normal point, and ran deep and let him through. So that is unfortunate, but coming to the end of the race now, we are still in P6, so we are still best of the rest. I will take that. I can't help but feel a little bit disappointed, even though our tyres would have gone off and he probably would have got us. To lose the position to a mistake like that is a bit disappointing, but never mind. We have still managed to come home in P6. That is solid points. We beat our teammate. Best of the rest. Almost beat a Red Bull. 18 seconds at the line. That's not too bad. About a second a lap. That's about where our pace is at the minute. And actually, we ended up in no man's land a little bit between the Red Bull and the Haas there. But I think that's just a sort of transitional period. I think our teammate didn't have a great race, and we're sort of getting towards being a transitional period between getting up to the next guys and fighting midfield battle. So we'll see. Hopefully the next race will be a little bit better than that one. I imagine it will be. It is normally pretty good racing with this 2,000 horsepower because you get so much drag. But anyway, that is all for this video then. Do not forget to subscribe if you're new, and I thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.